Welcome to the next segment of building a silo. So on this portion here, where we are now, is we have our foundation in, our footing. Our footing was done. We showed you that a little bit ago. And what we did here is we had to try to figure out how are we going to pour the basement or the crawl space walls on a round wall. But what we decided to do was build the silo walls out of block. Our mason took in blocks and he used regular hollow core blocks and he cut the back sides of them a little so that we could form the arc. So we drew a line in the circle that we wanted, and then we laid the block on our footing. And then once we had the block laid, we filled all of the cores of the block with concrete. We poured concrete in here. So essentially we have a solid concrete wall, and this worked out very well for the radius that we're trying to get here. You know, when my father was building in the 50s in the Midwest, they built a lot of basements out of concrete block. We've kind of gotten away from that because poured concrete is just so much stronger than a block basement. But this was done a lot, and it is a good way to do it. One of the things about building a foundation wall with blocks versus poured concrete is the footing needs to be a lot bigger because the block doesn't have that compressive strength that a poured wall would. So this has like Super Duty footing. We wouldn't have needed to pour the whole center square here, but it just made it easier because we were trying to strike a radius, and to have the whole silo with just a giant footing made it easier to get the round wall that we needed. So that's why we did it that way. You might ask, what are these? Well, our basement's pretty big here, our crawl space, and so we cut these holes in our foundation wall so that we could crawl between the areas of the bedroom wing versus the master or the living wing. And so basically these are just crawl accesses. The thing is why are these here? Well, we poured our poured wall first, and our poured wall ended up being a little bit longer than the radius, and so we laid blocks into here. These were to hold temporarily up as a form the poured concrete, so it didn't come all spilling out, because we did, like I say, pour all of these solid with concrete. Then as we were pouring, we set our anchor bolts in the concrete, and next we got to try to build some round plates so that we can build off of this.